Everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I want to thank the Aurora Chamber of Commerce for hosting us and for providing me with the opportunity to speak today. The Chamber is one of the most important partners, and I want to acknowledge Sandra and her team for everything that they do to support businesses in Aurora, and especially over the last 3 years during COVID. I also want to thank today's presenting sponsor, Enbridge, and gold sponsors, Bell, Magna, Geranium, TD, the Auroran, and Rogers. And I want to welcome business and community leaders, representatives from our federal government, the town's executive leadership team and staff, Mayors West and Taylor, and Chairman Wayne Emerson, and of course, my council colleagues. I'm proud to stand before you today and say that the state of the town is strong. We are in a strong financial position. We are growing, and we are getting back to thriving after an incredibly challenging 3 years. And I wholeheartedly believe that the future is ours for the taking. I do think it's important for us to reflect a bit on the incredible toll that the pandemic has taken on residents and businesses, with the reverberations still felt today. Our healthcare system continues to feel immense pressure. Our education system continues to grapple with the impacts on learning our children experienced. And many business owners are still recovering, and some, sadly, have never reopened. And despite the huge strides that we've made against COVID, 2022 presented new global challenges, including Russia's unjust and brutal invasion of Ukraine. And I'm proud of how we rallied behind the Ukrainian community like so many other communities across Ontario and Canada. But on top of the destruction and tremendous loss of life, the war in Ukraine further disrupted already precarious global supply chains and ushered in the highest inflation in a generation. The price of everything went up, from gas to groceries to mortgage payments. I know there are many people in our community who are struggling to meet ends meet. And when you add a climate and housing affordability crisis into the mix, and the massive changes to the way that we work, it can feel a bit overwhelming. But what I can tell you is that as a community, we are meeting these challenges head on. And that's truly a testament to the incredible residents, businesses, and organizations that call Aurora home. And today, I'll demonstrate that our collective work to strengthen Aurora as a family-oriented community with small-town charm, where people come to live for the high quality of life, is increasingly becoming a strategic advantage. And when you combine that with the talent that we have here, our already strong business community, and the strategic actions we're taking to spur innovation, we will succeed in attracting a new wave of entrepreneurs, innovators, and people from all over the world who will grow our community and economy. And I know this because it's already happening. We have always prided ourselves on being a community where people know their neighbors and care for one another. A place where you want to put down roots because of our world-class amenities, rec and cultural programs, our built heritage, and our extensive natural spaces. And for myself, my council colleagues, and town staff, strengthening these community assets and building complete, safe communities has become a top priority for us. In just the last year alone, we have finished construction on the Willow Farm Lakeview Trail, the Lambert Wilson Park Playground, and resurfaced the Mackenzie Marsh Boardwalk and the tennis courts at Fleury, McMahon, and Summit Parks. We added 2 new baseball diamonds at the Hallmark Lands to support the increasing demand on our baseball and softball leagues. We entered into a new agreement with the Ontario Heritage Trust for the use of Shepherd's Bush, which includes sports fields, trails, and much more. And we opened a new state-of-the-art fire station on Earl Stewart Drive. And through initiatives like our Parks and Rec Master Plan and our Active Transportation Master Plan, we're set to build even more amenities that residents want and need, while also developing a continuous travel network where people can connect to all neighborhoods by walking, running, or cycling. We continue to offer some of the best rec programs in the entire province, including programs like Learn to Swim, youth sports from basketball to badminton to archery, and summer camps that cater to a wide variety of interests. We continue to provide adults with top-notch health facilities and fitness programs at Club Aurora, and are keeping our older residents active and engaged at our senior center. And our town-led events and celebrations rival the best in Ontario, including Movies in the Park, Arctic Adventure, Haunted Forest, Canada Day, Culture Days, Saturday Night Fever, and Ribfest. We also have the Cultural Centre, which continues to host incredible concerts with world-class artists and other great live performances, while the Aurora Public Library offers everything from reading clubs to family story times and even meditation and craft workshops. Now the list goes on, but we don't do this alone. It's also our amazing sports and community groups who help foster this deep sense of community. Organizations like Aurora Minor Hockey, Aurora Youth Soccer, the Historical Society, Farmers Market, the Aurora Black Community Association, Aurora Black Caucus, and the Aurora Community Arboretum, and so many more. And it's through all these programs, events, and shared spaces where new connections and lifelong friendships are made. And I know just how important these community assets are to our residents. But I strongly believe that they are also strategic assets and key to growing our economy and driving investment into our town. Now here's the reality. Business owners want to open and invest in communities that provide their families and employees with world-class programs, outdoor spaces, and amenities that are accessible to everyone. But don't just take it from me. This is what cutting-edge entrepreneurs like Keith Liu, who co-founded Skinopathy, says about Aurora. And if you don't know about Skinopathy, they're an incredibly innovative company right here in Aurora that has developed IA technology to screen skin cancer and other skin ailments. And Keith sums up Aurora's strategic advantage well, saying, quote, "Aurora is a small town where everyone gets to know each other and know each other well. But at the same time, it feels like we never need to leave Aurora because we have everything at our fingertips," end quote. And we are as committed as ever to strengthening the high quality of life while at the same time responsibly managing taxpayer dollars. At the end of January, Council approved 3.5% tax increase on the levy, with 2.5% accounting for inflationary pressure and another 1% for the long-term renewal of town infrastructure. While we would have loved to have kept taxes even lower, the economic realities are stark. To put the tax increase into context, inflation in 2022 was the highest it has been in a generation at 6.8%. So this means that the increase on the tax levy in 2023 is roughly half of 2022's inflation rate. And we worked hard as a council to keep this increase as low as possible because we understand the pressures facing residents and businesses. And we considered every avenue for cost savings to keep any increase as low as rate as possible while giving us the ability to maintain current service levels, including our amazing programs, the 473 hectares of parkland that is the crown jewel of our community. And it means that we can service and repair the close to 500 kilometers of roads and sidewalks that people need to get around Aurora quickly and safely, while also moving forward on the projects that we know that are important to residents and businesses, like the expansion of the Sark Gymnasium, work on the David Tomlinson Nature Reserve Park, a new artificial turf field at the new Dr. G.W. Williams Secondary School, and the completion of the Aurora Town Square, a once-in-a-generation project that adds a bustling arts and culture hub to our community, will draw visitors from across the GTHA and create more customers for downtown businesses. And all of these efforts, I can proudly say, are helping grow our business community and economy. We're now home to over 2,000 businesses, the vast majority small business owners and grassroots entrepreneurs. And in the last year alone, we've seen such a wide range of incredible small businesses open and join our community, from great local eateries like Sun Tea, Monterey Snack Bar, and Sweet Duchess Kitchen and Cafe, to retail businesses like Bell & Bespoke, Oak Ridges Fashion, and Bookworms & Company, to personal service businesses like Supportive Steps and Gauda Singh Insurance. The diversity of our business community is something that has always made us great. And I've had the pleasure to meet all these business owners and so many more, and I'm inspired by their courage to follow their dreams of owning and operating a business, and I'm so thankful that they've chosen Aurora and are creating good jobs in our community. Now, businesses are also choosing Aurora because of the incredible talent that we have. More than 75% of residents have a post-secondary degree, far higher than the provincial average. Patrick Massett, the CEO of the marketing and communications firm AIM, says the company came to Aurora precisely because of the large talent pool. And it's also a big reason why powerhouses like Desjardins Insurance, Magna International, Bulk Barn, Pregel, Kirchhoff Automotive, Genpact LP, and others are headquartered right here in Aurora. These are industry leaders who are providing thousands of jobs to residents while also spurring new innovation. Now, we all know that municipalities may not have the fiscal firepower that the federal and provincial governments have to invest directly in businesses. But we're providing businesses support in so many other important ways. We've partnered with the Chamber on initiatives like Explore Aurora that features Aurora businesses, and that also includes the Sport Visitor Experience Package, which highlights the great places to eat, shop, play, and stay for visiting sports teams and their families. And it's part of our larger sports tourism strategy. We've also worked on a number of exciting initiatives with the Aurora Economic Development Corporation, including a target sector analysis that saw us engage with you, our business leaders, to get insights on what you need to grow and expand. We also launched our Emerging Aurora marketing campaign with a focus on downtown Aurora, entrepreneurship, and innovation, and which included our presence at the Collision Conference in Toronto, one of North America's top tech and innovation conferences. Now, I had a chance to present and speak at Collision about our town's strategic advantage, and I can tell you, people are starting to see Aurora as a serious player in the innovation ecosystem. And it's for good reason. Megalab Group, an innovative company that provides cutting-edge product testing, opened its new headquarters in Aurora in 2022, the first business in our new Addison Hall Business Park. Piramal Pharma Solutions, part of the Piramal Group with global operations in over 30 countries, expanded its Aurora manufacturing facility, a $30 million project that will help the company grow and attract new clients. Covaterra, which manufactures specialty mining vehicles, opened an R&D facility in Aurora to focus on the development of electric vehicle powertrain and autonomous vehicle systems. Ibarra, which manufactures industrial pumps, chose Aurora as its first Canadian location. And automotive parts manufacturer Bozda also opened up in Aurora in 2022. And we're also helping spur innovation by exploring new partnerships. This past summer, we signed an MOU with York University, a 5-year agreement to partner on key sustainability initiatives and the development of leading-edge technologies, including smart community technology. The town is also working closely with Stronach International to bring a new pilot project to Aurora that will identify opportunities for implementation of micromobility solutions and other technologies to ensure that Aurora is future-ready. So partnerships like this send a strong signal that as a municipality, we are committed to fostering an innovation ecosystem, that innovators can come to Aurora to pilot new technologies, scale up, and compete on the global market. Now, this is how Allison Boyd, president and owner of the healthcare marketing agency Gibson Group, sums up what's happening in Aurora. Quote, "When you come to Aurora, not only are you going to be part of a community feel, you're going to be part of the future and innovation. I truly believe that Aurora will be a town known across the country as a community that is dedicated to leadership and innovation." End quote. I couldn't agree more. Now, a huge priority for myself and council is working hard to ensure that there's ample industrial and office space in town to accommodate new businesses. And one of the projects I'm very proud that we strongly endorse is the Wellington East Business Center. The planned 80,000 square foot office condo by developers Howland Green will use advanced building techniques and technologies to actually conserve resources and preserve more energy than it consumes. It's truly amazing. And these are the types of innovative spaces that innovative people and companies want to work from. We're also seeing huge progress at the 32-acre Smart Center self-development, which is now home to HomeSense, Winners, and the much-anticipated Farm Boy with its own family farm connection to Aurora. But what's critical now is that we build on this momentum. So to bolster our economic development strategic plan that runs its course at the end of this year, we are now working on an Aurora 2030 action plan that will include even more targeted efforts to help businesses grow and expand and bring new investment to town. Now, we're going to need all of your help on this plan, so stay tuned for more details on how you can get involved and share your ideas. But just as fast as we're building new businesses and supports, we're also putting measures in place to protect and strengthen the character of our town, especially our downtown core. Policies such as our updated official plan with an updated promenade plan aims to ensure new builds and renovations adhere to the consistent look that respects and complements our architectural heritage. Now, we know that this is important to both residents and businesses and is part of our larger economic strategy. Distinct and beautiful downtowns are an incredible source of pride and also attract more residents, small business owners, and investment. But at the same time, we need to plan for future growth. The official plan will provide the roadmap to ensure our downtown is ready to embrace new technologies like autonomous vehicles, while also planning for more residential housing. Did I just say housing? And we're on my favorite topic now, and I know we might disagree on things, but I'm going to continue. Now, I know I might sound like a broken record, but I'm going to say it again anyway. If we want to continue attracting new residents and businesses, we need to prioritize building more housing through strategic growth. The good news is that we continue to meet our growth targets set out by the region. In 2022, the town approved more than $180 million in total residential construction value, and we're projecting that number to be closer to $200 million in 2023. Building applications in the town of Aurora are being approved quickly, so we're getting more shovels in the ground. But we know we need to do more. We need to continue to encourage the growth of the missing middle in Aurora, the kind of housing that enables seniors to age in place, as well as the 2- and 3-bedroom units needed for young and growing families. That's why we're committed to leveraging the tools available to us to create a variety of more affordable housing options, including townhouses, stacked duplexes, and more. And just yesterday, I put forward a motion at General Committee to ensure our official plan includes an affordable housing action plan that has modernized housing policies that clearly define strategies and actions to create more affordable and attainable housing to 2051 and beyond. Now, we are fully committed to playing our part to address the housing and affordability crisis that has swept the country. But I want to be very clear on something today. Aurora has enough space to meet the accelerated provincial growth targets without encroaching on environmentally protected land. The Greenbelt is vital to the ecological health of the region, and Aurorans care about the environment. As a council and a community, we are committed to ensuring responsible housing growth. In support of that commitment, Town Council unanimously passed a motion that opposes the province's plan to redesignate or remove 330 hectares of protected Greenbelt land in York Region for urban development. This is in line with many of our other climate initiatives, such as our Corporate Environmental Action Plan, our Climate Adaptation Plan, Community Energy Plan, and our Green Development Standards, all aimed at protecting our environment and reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 80% from 2018 levels by the year 2050. So I do not support any policy initiative, provincial or federal, that threatens environmentally sensitive lands. We also won't stay silent as the province severely limits our ability to plan our own communities. Now, I support the province's goal of creating 1.5 million new homes over the next decade. But they have continually put forward a false narrative that municipalities are the main culprits of the housing crisis, a narrative that they've used to impose a one-size-fits-all approach to local land use planning across Ontario. The province's sweeping housing legislation limits or eliminates entirely our ability to control certain aspects of developments, including architectural and landscape design. It limits the role of conservation authorities to comment on how a development could impact pollution and land conservation. And it is incredibly significant for us. it reduces or altogether eliminates many of the development charges that we relied on to provide services to our growing communities, which could result in millions of dollars of lost revenue that we need to maintain those service levels. And the shift and the burden will shift to our residents and our businesses through higher, massive tax property increases. Now, taken as a whole, all of this increasingly means that the town's official plan is becoming not even worth the paper that it's written on. Official plans that we've spent hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars developing, and importantly, reflects the vision of our residents and our businesses. And as I've said before, municipalities are at the forefront of planning. We are the ones on the ground, and we see the direct impact land use planning decisions have on our community. And that's why we need to have a say in how, where, or even if we grow. As your mayor, I have always been and will continue to be a fierce advocate for greater municipal autonomy in land use planning decisions. The indisputable fact is that we're building housing here in the town of Aurora at a very fast rate and planning for significant growth along our major transit corridors, including in our downtown, while still protecting environment and our stable neighborhoods. Now, before I wrap up, I do want to talk about one very important strategic asset that we have here in the town of Aurora: our reputation as a welcoming, inclusive, and diverse community. Current residents, future residents, and small business owners come from so many different backgrounds and experiences. And it's now an economic imperative that as a town, we continue to signal to the entire country that we are a place that celebrates diversity and inclusion. That's why we continue to prioritize events like our Multicultural Festival, and why I'm so incredibly proud of the Diversity and Inclusion mural we unveiled last year on Yonge Street. We've partnered this month with the Aurora Black Community Association to deliver incredible events that showcase Black history and excellence, and are proudly flying the Pan-African flag at Town Hall for the entire month of February. We've put in place diversity, inclusion, and equity strategy at the town, which we're set to launch shortly with our community partners, that will ensure our organization is becoming more diverse and reflective of the larger community. And we worked hard to set the bar for other municipalities by working closely with our Indigenous community partners to mark National Day for Truth and Reconciliation and National Indigenous History Month, while also acknowledging traditional treaty rights in a meaningful way by permanently displaying an Indigenous land acknowledgement in the foyer of Town Hall, and soon in all of our municipal facilities. I'm incredibly proud that the town's Indigenous Relations Committee is working on implementing some of the 94 calls to action from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, including providing education to employees on the history of Indigenous peoples, including the dark legacy of residential schools. So I really do encourage all of you to take a look at the 94 calls of action, as there are several that outline how businesses can play a key role in furthering truth and reconciliation. Our focus now is to strengthen connections with our other cultural groups who call Aurora home by working with organizations like the Center for Immigration and Community Services to reach even more community members. And at a time of increasing competition for talent, and as more businesses look to expand, our commitment to diversity and inclusion will only help us grow stronger. So there is, of course, so much more I could talk about. But I hope I did at least provide a snapshot of the work that we're doing to ensure Aurora strengthens the identity that it's always made us great, while also seizing on new opportunities that will position us well in a competitive global economy. Now, I truly believe we have the right ingredients in place to thrive in the months and years to come. And of course, the work that we do at the town of Aurora is only a small part of the equation. It's you, our business and community leaders, who are working hard day in and day out to strengthen our town and economy. And it's through partnerships and collaboration that we will ensure that we remain a community where people can lay down roots, have a family, grow their careers and businesses, and have an exceptional quality of life like nowhere else in the province. So thank you again to the Chamber for having me here today, and thank you, all of you, for working so hard to strengthen our town and get things done. Thank you, everyone.